All right, again, my name is James. I'm a video production specialist here at Videoguys, and today we're going to be talking about uh, Canon's PTZ cameras, which got a bunch of updates, and this is going to be for all of the PTZ cameras. So the CRN 100, 300, 500, 700, and the X300, which is their outdoor PTZ camera. If you have any questions about the differences between the specific models and figuring out which one's the right one for you, give us a call 800-323-2325, and we would be happy to tell you the differences between them and figure out which one is the right one for your studio. The biggest thing that is coming to all of Canon's PTZ cameras is free auto tracking. It's going to be a light version of their auto tracking software. But there will be free auto tracking for all of the Canon PTZ cameras. There's going to be color enhancements and low light capabilities. Canon's already known for their color science, so for more color improvements, that's just taking it to the next level. Improved camera control with some of their features that are being added to the RC IP1000. So, of course, the first thing is free auto tracking is coming to all of the Canon PTZ cameras, except for the outdoor camera. This is going to be for the 100, 300, 500, and 700. Again, this is going to be a limited version, but it's chock full of good stuff still. You get subject auto detect. You'll have the option between two different framing options, subject loss. One of the cool features is the prohibited tracking area. Some other manufacturers are doing this too, where basically you can mark out an area of field of view of the camera that it's not going to track. So that works specifically well if there's an audience in front and you don't want to start tracking the audience. You want to keep the speaker in a specific spot. So it's also going to have, with this auto tracking that is coming, they are also improving the auto tracking for these cameras. And one of those features is going to be able to track somebody even if there are other people on frame, and it's going to continue tracking just the main subject. You can, in the web GUI, you can choose which subject you want to be tracking. Another thing is for the tracking starting and tracking stopping, it's going to be a little bit more smooth or more human-like. It's not going to be, some auto tracking when it engages, it's very jittery. It's just either on or off. This is going to have basically like a dampening effect to it. So it'll slowly start tracking the subject. And when the subject stops, it will slowly stop instead of being, a jerking, just going and stopping. So that's a very cool feature that's coming. We already kind of talked about this already with the prohibited tracking areas. And again, as you can see in this example, there is an audience in the foreground. You don't want the camera to be tracking anybody in that area. So if somebody stands up to, gets up and leaves the auditorium or wherever this event's taking place, it's not going to start tracking somebody from that area. So this is something that is very, very useful if you're going to be doing a live event with an audience, or at an event where you don't want to be tracking certain parts of the camera's field of view. And then, of course, improve subject composition, so you can place the person in different places on the screen. And then again, also, if the person is partially covered, the camera will still be able to track that person. There's some other new exciting features that are coming to the PTZ lineup, including USB webcam out with UVC improvements, pan tilt operation range limiter, enhanced focus, and then also choosing more detailed speed for your zoom in and out. And then there's improvements to the noise reduction. So all of these features are very cool too. So let's get right into them. So the USB webcam is going to have output improvements for the CRN 300 and the 100. You'll get different frame rates and resolutions that you can output via USB. and then also in YUV, not just MJPEG. So that's a very cool feature that's coming to the CRN 300 and the CRN 100. The pan tilt operation range limiter basically tells the camera that you're not going to be able to pan or tilt past a certain area. So again, if there is an auditorium and there's somebody on the stage, you know that the camera is never going to need to go full left or full right or tilting up and seeing the ceiling. You can tell the camera, all right, you're only going to be able to show the stage by limiting both the pan and tilt range of the camera. This is another feature that I think is going to be very, very useful, especially if you are going to be using a controller. You get much more precise control of the zoom speed and focus speed. Whereas previously I think it was just a high, medium, low setting, but now you have like 16 individual steps, which for the zoom speed is going to give again more precise zoom speed, so your camera operator can have more precise control. And again, all of this stuff is just making it so a PTZ camera looks like it's actually just being operated by a camera operator. So being able to dial in your pan and tilt and zoom speeds to the exact speed that you want is going to make that that much better. Again, we're talking about taking these PTZ cameras, which are already great cameras, and just taking them to the next level. And this is all coming in a free update. We kind of talked about this already. You can see on the top bar there, it was for the focus speed and was just a low, normal, high. But now, as you can see, the manual focus speed, you have a range of 16 options there. So just giving the user more and more precise control. Another thing is with the CRN 100, 300, and then the outdoor camera, the X300, there is an improvement coming for low light conditions with better noise reduction. This is something that we see being super viable if you're in like a house of worship. Not always a house of worship is going to be the most well lit place. So being able to have improved noise reduction in a place like that is again just going to take your production to the next level. Firmware update adds new features to PTZ cameras, and these are available for all of the Canon PTZ cameras. Preset thumbnail display, so when you're in the web GUI, you can see a preview of the preset position that you're going to be using, and then also you'll get a still image during the move. So as the move is happening, you will get updated images of what the camera is seeing. And then another really cool feature is the SRT dynamic bitrate. Instead of potentially dropping frames when you're sending an SRT signal and maintaining a specific bitrate, the cameras will automatically lower the bitrate to maintain a smooth constant frame rate, so not having to worry about dropping frames when you're using SRT. SMPTE color bars are available on the CRN 700 and the X300 already, but now the color bars are going to be available on the 100, the 300, and the 500 as well. And then specifically for the CRN 700, there are updates to clear scan resolutions, basically Canon's Rec 709, their LUT, and white balance. These are all going to be enhanced and making them look more and more professional and like broadcast level quality of cameras. Like I said at the beginning, Canon's already known for their color science, and so now they're just improving that, giving you more creative control and just making it so, again, we're just going to keep saying it, taking your camera to the next level with a free update. So can't complain about that. The RC IP1000 is also getting some free updates. We'll talk about the multi-display outputs. We'll talk about the touchscreen for thumbnails and waveform monitor and vector scope display. So it's a lot of cool stuff that's coming to the RC IP1000 as well. The first thing is with the output, preview output from the RC IP1000. You would previously be able to use either the 12G SDI or the HDMI, and you would be able to preview whatever camera you are currently controlling. But now you will be able to look at either 4 cameras or 9 cameras or 1 camera, all at the same time, being able to preview all of your cameras or up to 9 cameras simultaneously with the image output on the controller. So that, again, when you only have 1 camera, it can be a little bit limiting to know what the other cameras are doing. So what do you need to move? Being able to preview all of your cameras just gives you that bigger field of view, bigger scope of what's happening with the entire production instead of narrowing in on just 1 camera. The RC IP1000 is getting preset thumbnail images as well. So you can just literally click on the preset and the camera will go to that preset. Instead of having to hit a physical button, you can actually just tap whatever preset you want on the screen. So that's a very cool feature as well. These presets would also be able to be viewed on your output as well for your multi-viewer, to be able to see those presets on a bigger screen, know which one you want to go to before you actually go to it. This is a very cool feature that I thought was a nice addition, is being able to also output on your display the waveform monitor and vector scope, so you can make sure that each camera is properly exposed and has the proper white balance set for it by having a nice big waveform and vector scope available on your full preview monitor, and not just necessarily the 3 or 4 inch screen that's already on the RC IP1000. So again, just giving you, the user, more creative control and giving you the tools to make it however you want the show to be and make it the best possibly can be. Auto tracking is also going to be not updated, but auto tracking features will now be accessible on the RC IP1000, including when you turn the auto tracking on, being able to just point on, click on, or touch the person that you want the auto tracking to be happening on. And then also, if you did get the more advanced auto tracking, you can choose the size, scale, and position of whoever you're going to be auto tracking. You'll be able to do that directly from the controller and not necessarily have to get the web GUI. You can do it all from the controller, which is a nice feature. This is just a nice quality of life improvement, being able to copy the settings from one camera and match it to all of the other cameras. Everybody who's ever used multiple cameras, not just PTZ cameras, but multiple cameras on a set, it can be a hassle to match all of your cameras. Well, now with Canon's RC IP1000, you can very easily set one camera, get it to the color, get it to the exposure that you want and like for the setting, and then just copy those settings to the other cameras. And it's just a huge quality of life improvement. Of course, if you're using multiple cameras, and they of course need to be all Canon cameras. So that's a lot of updates that are coming to Canon's PTZ world, I guess you could say. It's not just their PTZ cameras, it is also their RC IP1000. Again, there are 5 PTZ cameras available from Canon: the CRN 100, 300, 500, and then of course their flagship, the CRN 700, and then their outdoor camera, the CRX 300. All of these cameras now have a auto tracking included, which is nice, and then also all of those other updates that we talked about between the different cameras, So it's a lot of cool stuff coming from Canon, all in a free update. So again, if you have any questions about either the update and what specific update features are going to which specific camera, or which camera is the right one for your studio, feel free to give us a call, 800-323-2325, and we would be more than happy to find the right camera and controller for your workflow. That's all I got for today. So we will see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.